today, Jon-Paul says no more boring salads. So what are you making over there today?
Well, today we're making couscous. This is an amazing thing. I want you to take a look at this. Now, this is actually pasta. It was developed in Morocco and Algeria way back when, about the 13th century, and it was a way for preserving wheat. And what they would do is they would take flour and they would put it in a bowl, and they would sprinkle salted water on top of it and keep mixing it until it broke up into these granules. And what that would do is it would take the starch that was inside the wheat and put it on the outside, and that would protect the bran and the germ and all that stuff that would normally spoil. And that way, when they went through the desert, they could transport this without it spoiling, and they always had a source of food. Now, that's the history of it. Traditionally, this is served as a meal unto itself, mixed with meat, vegetables, spices. And the French have something called a couscousier, which is actually this really cool, it's like a stew pot with a steamer that sits on top of it, and you put the couscous on top of the steamer, you put a lid on it, and as the stew cooks, this beautiful steam and flavor goes up through the pot and goes into the couscous and impregnates it with flavor, and then you serve that together. It's incredible. So what we're going to do today is show you how easy this stuff is to cook. Now, the beauty of couscous is that it only takes 5 minutes to cook. It's actually pasta. So all I have to do is bring some water to boil, that equal amount. So I have about 1 cup of water with a little bit of oil mixed in and 1 cup of couscous. When it comes to a boil, I just take this guy, throw it in, and just give it a stir. When that comes back up to a boil, I'm just going to pull this guy off the fire, and it is officially couscous. That's easy. I just put about a tablespoon of oil in there just for flavor, a little bit of salt, a little bit of pepper. Now here's the cool part. If I want to use chicken stock, I can do that. I can actually use fruit juice. In some parts of Morocco, they serve this sweet with fruits and nuts as a dessert. So I can really, anything that I cook it in is going to dictate the flavor, so I can really get creative with this. Comes to a boil, pull it off to the side, it's ready to go. Now over here, when you're done, this is what it looks like. Check this out. It's just like pasta. Okay, it has that elasticity, and I just break it up. Now this I cooked last night and just refrigerated in a Ziploc bag. Beautiful. Now we're gonna add our stuff to it. I'm gonna add lots of basil and lots of mint, which are very traditional flavors. I'm just gonna chop those up. Now I'm using a lot, so I'm almost treating this like a salad green. A lot of flavor is gonna come out of this. Nice, 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 nice. Look at you. Chop that up nice and chunky, big flavors. Put that in. And over here, I've got some gorgeous tomatoes. Now I'm using cherry tomatoes. You can use any tomato you want, or you can use peppers or cucumbers. Any vegetable will work in this. But I use these little gorgeous, they're teardrop tomatoes that have a ton of sugar in them, and also beautiful color. Okay. Now, I had some chicken that I grilled off last night. This is a great way to use leftovers. This would also be great with shrimp. Just gonna cut this guy into cubes. Nice, look at that. And chicken is so inexpensive right now as we get out of the 4th of July week, because that's when it spikes. So this stuff is just, it's abundant, it's inexpensive, incredibly tasty. And when you go out and grill chicken, go out and grill a bunch of it. Dressing, olive oil, oh, gorgeous olive oil. Vinegar, beautiful vinegar. Now I'm using red wine vinegar and olive oil, little salt and pepper. Now remember, I don't have to add herbs and spices because I've already got that in there with the basil and the mint. Beautiful black pepper. And then we mix it together. Now this salad I serve at room temperature. Look at that. Gorgeous. Now, ideally, I would let this sit for about 30 minutes, let all those flavors macerate. But through the magic of television, we're speeding up time. And here you go. It's got your starch, it's got plenty of protein, it's got beautiful vegetables, tons of flavor. You couldn't pick a better summer salad. Look at that. Now, this is great to take to a potluck or a picnic or throw together. It's a great way to introduce it to your kids. Kaylee.
Did you say,
you got to try this.
Did you just say a great way to introduce it to your kids?
a great way to introduce couscous and stuff like that to your kids.
I agree. I thought you were doing the croquanta. It looks really good. Thank you so much, Chef Jon-Paul. By the way, Le Cole Restaurant is at the Scottsdale Culinary Institute, and it's there on the corner of Hayden and Camelback. A great place to stop by, and easy for me to say. Call them, 480-990-3773. Trace?